Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the JRPG Report. My name is Dalton Suter, and this right here is episode 253. Right off the bat, I want to kind of explain my absence lately as far as the podcast goes and the Twitter and all of that as well. I've been trying to retweet when I can, but my grandfather was just rushed to the hospital randomly. Couldn't breathe, couldn't catch his breath, and my grandma was freaking out. So they called rescue. He took him to the ER, got him on a machine to help him get breathing and all of that. And you know, it ended up being okay. But it turned out that he had a blood clot on his lung. So they had to monitor that and put him on blood thinners and all that. Because, you know, a blood clot can cause a stroke. It can lead to death. They're bad business. So luckily it's been a couple, you know, there's been some time, and he's now at home. We brought him home today, and, you know, he's just relaxing and he's going to be on the mend. But, that is what I have been up to. I do apologize for the lack of show, but we do have a bunch of news to get into. And you know what? Let's just go ahead and roll right into it with our first story. The Switch version of Mugen Souls, or is it Mugen Souls? I'm going to say Mugen. Mugen Souls sequel, Mugen Souls Z, will launch for the Switch via the Nintendo eShop on September 14th in North America, Europe, and Hong Kong for $39.99. Publisher East Asia Soft has announced. Pre-orders for the physical edition are available now via Play Asia. Mugen Souls Z first launched for the PS3 on April 25th, 2013 in Japan, followed by a worldwide release on May 20th, 2014, and a PC via Steam release on August 25th, 2016. And here's a little overview from the game if you don't know, anything about it really. Undisputed goddess Cao Cao is back for an all-new adventure as she attempts to conquer the 12 Zodiac worlds with the help of new and returning frenemies. This beloved sequel to Mugen Souls features free roaming battle maps and strategic turn-based combat, a level cap of 9,999, and the ability to deal billions of hit points worth of damage. As Cao Cao, you can charm enemies to transform them into Shampuru minions, customize party members' appearance and abilities, and create new peons and much more. As Cao Cao and the crew navigate between worlds in their spacefaring ship to the G Castle, they will need to cooperate with a new ultimate goddess, Sima, to put an end to the ancient evil that has recently awakened. Explore expansive worlds packed with field challenges, face off against enemy ships, and meet loads of memorable characters, all presented in the anime-style moe aesthetic that fans adore. This updated version of Mugen Souls Z includes all prior extras while faithfully adapting the content of the Japanese original, making it the definitive way to experience this cult classic JRPG. Up next, publisher NIS America has released a new English-dubbed trailer for Disgaea 7: Vows of the Virtuous. Part of the ongoing Disgaea Academy trailer series, the new trailer follows up on the previous one, explaining more about the teams that the player can build. So if you'd like to check out this trailer, definitely go check it out on their YouTube channel. Create the ultimate army of destruction in Disgaea 7: Vows of the Virtuous. Build your own fighting force using 45 different character classes, including 4 new classes, by the way, and reincarnate your characters over and over again to carry over their stats and abilities while allowing them to grow even stronger. The second period trailer covers the 45 different generic allied characters and the most ever in the series. Unlike characters centered in the narrative like Fuji and Piralika, the generic characters don't have any unique designs or stories. However, they do have personalities and form the bulk of a player's team in gameplay, making them the quote-unquote true stars of Disgaea. The trailer also details some of the new classes added for Disgaea 7, included the Maiko, Bandit, and Big Eye. Characters can also be reincarnated, resetting their levels and class, but allowing them to carry over certain stats and abilities. Repeatedly reincarnating characters will grow stronger and stronger, allowing players to pursue a, quote, ultimate build across multiple classes. Disgaea 7 Vow of the Virtuous launches on October 3rd, 2023 in North America and October 6th, 2023 in Europe for the PS4, PS5, Nintendo Switch, and PC. So, Gust and Koei Tecmo have released the final DLC for Atelier Ryza 3. This free update adds a new area to the game along with additional quests. This 6th round of DLC completes all the planned additional content for the game. The latest round of Atelier Ryza 3 DLC is the Asheram Baird Outlying Areas area. Outlying Areas area. That's weird to say. It's a new region set on the new outskirts of the royal capital. New quests will be taking place in the new map, and new materials exclusive to this region will be added. None of the new quests will be voiced, though. Players will also need to have completed the Riding on the Dragon Vein quest before they can access the new content. Previous free DLC additions to Atelier Ryza 3 have included upgrades to the game's photo mode, a higher difficulty mode, and music from previous Atelier games. The paid season pass also has included the Roska Island area, additional costumes, new recipes and materials, and the selection of 400 music tracks from other games developed by Gust. And this isn't the end of Atelier Ryza, however. An anime adaptation of the trilogy will be released in Japan on July 1st, 2023. The first episode is an hour-long special. Atelier Ryza 3, Alchemist of the End and the Secret Key is out now for PS4, PS5, Nintendo Switch, and PC. So some of the big news coming out of the Nintendo Direct. Man, I kept wanting to say Nintendo State of Play. I'm like, that's not right at all. Nintendo Direct. There were two things that jumped out to me the most, and I have them right here, right now. Nintendo is finally putting Super Mario RPG on the Nintendo Switch. During its June 21st, 2023 Nintendo Direct broadcast, the company announced an update to the iconic SNES-era role-playing game. This new version with updated graphics is coming to the Switch on November 17th, 2023. If you want to go check this trailer out, I definitely recommend that you do if you are a fan of this game. It looks incredibly cute. Originally released on the Super NES, Super Mario RPG has been overhauled with new graphics. Join Mario, Bowser, Princess Peach, and original characters Mallow and Geno in an RPG filled with twists, turns, and treasure. Mario must team up with his allies to face down a menacing force known as the Smithy Gang in order to recover 7 stars and repair the Star Road. Whether you played the original game or have yet to take the journey, you can dive into this Nintendo Switch version of this very first RPG in the Super Mario series. Super Mario RPG launches for the Nintendo Switch November 17th, was the overview from the trailer. Nintendo didn't mention whether other upgrades, features, or content would be added to this release of Super Mario RPG, so it's not clear whether this should be considered a, quote, remake or a, quote, remaster. But outside of the visual changes, the game appears to hew fairly close to how many players remember the SNES version. So keep your eyes out for that November 17th. But the one that I personally am more stoked for, and I know James is stoked for, and our Discord is really stoked for, Square Enix announced Star Ocean The Second Story R during Nintendo's June 21st, 2023 Direct broadcast. The game will launch on the Nintendo. My goodness. The game will launch on the Nintendo Switch on November 2nd, 2023. Square Enix also confirmed the same release date for PS4, PS5, and PC via Steam. Score! Yeah. So here was the press release for this. Today, Square Enix announced the highly acclaimed second installment of the Star Ocean series, Star Ocean The Second Story, is returning as Star Ocean The Second Story R. First released in Japan in 1998 on the PlayStation console, Star Ocean The Second Story R will return as a 2.5D remake, launching on November 2nd, 2023. The RPG will be available for the Nintendo Switch, PlayStation 5, and PlayStation 4 consoles, and digitally on PC via Steam. Pre-orders are now available. In the new trailer unveiled today, Square Enix provided fans with a first look at Star Ocean The Second Story R, and this trailer showcased the game's new, stunning visual direction, which, by the way, looks incredible. Action-packed gameplay, battle sequences, and all new character illustrations by the series veteran Yukihiro Kajimoto, as well as beautifully rearranged soundtrack by the original composer Motoi Sakuraba. Man, I messed that up at first. Star Ocean the Second Story R has been revitalized with a charming 2.5D aesthetic that combines beautiful 3D environments with nostalgic 2D pixel characters, offering players both a classic RPG and modern gameplay experience. Players can expect to find some of the original features that made the game's release so memorable, alongside brand new gameplay and features that include fast-paced real-time combat and battle mechanics to strategically defeat your foes. Customizable party progression with an array of skills, including cooking, art, metalcraft, and more. 3 new difficulty modes. Excuse me. 3 new difficulty modes have been introduced, including Earth, which provides a standard experience, Galaxy, for those looking for a more satisfying challenge, and Universe, for seasoned players looking to put their skills to the ultimate test. This epic story begins with Claude, a Federation officer who finds himself transported to an undeveloped planet. While searching for a way home, and he encounters a girl with Rena and draws them into a quest to save her people. Just as an ancient prophecy foretold, the players begin their adventure with either Claude or Rena, depending on their choice. The perspectives and the allies players recruit will change. Players get to know their party members through the unique private action system, which will allow them to grow relationships and unlock a variety of different endings. Star Ocean the Second Story R will launch with Japanese and English text and voiceover language support, with voiceovers being performed by members of the original cast for the Japanese release. Subtitle support for French, Italian, German, Spanish will also be available via a software update on launch. So the standard physical edition of Star Ocean the Second Story R are available for pre-order right now on the Nintendo Switch, PS4, and PS5 consoles, as well as the standard digital edition for PS4 and PS5 consoles and PC via Steam. Pre-orders for the standard digital edition for Nintendo Switch will be available at a later date. Players who pre-order the physical or digital editions will receive the following digital content as pre-order bonuses: a Pangalactic Federation longsword, forest knuckles, a sunrise ring, and a set of recovery items. The Star Ocean Second Story R Collector's Edition is available as a special limited quantity set made for both newcomers to the fans and fans of the cult classic. It includes the game, the Collector's Edition Goods Box, which includes the Star Ocean Second Story R Original Soundtrack Collector's Edition, the art book, and a mini acrylic stand collection box. So keep your eyes peeled for that. Man, I am so stoked. Like the other Star Ocean titles, the Second Story R blends science fiction with fantasy as the Spacefaring Federation officer Claude C. Kennedy is stranded on an underdeveloped planet. It already went through that. This is just repeating itself. This isn't the first update re-release of the Star Ocean Second Story has received. In 2008, the PlayStation Portable received Star Ocean Second Evolution, a remastered edition with new endings, skill balancing, a new playable character, and animated cutscenes. So yeah, I am hype. I am so hyped for that. Up next, Koei Tecmo and Type Moon have published new information for Fate Samurai Remnant, while confirming that the game will launch in North America and Europe on September 29th. Other than the release date, the company's also provided many new screenshots introducing some of the title's key characters. Fate Samurai Remnant will take place in the 4th year of the Heian era in Japan's Edo period, which is the year 1651. The game's key event, Waxing Moon Ritual, will play in a very similar way to the series' staple Holy Grail War. 7 people will be chosen to become masters, and each will summon a heroic spirit based on historical or legendary figures as their servant. The last pair to survive the deadly battle royal will then be given the opportunity to make any of their wishes come true. The game will tell the story of Miyamoto Aoi, a Ronin, wandering swordsman for those that don't know, who was adopted and trained by the late Miyamoto Musashi. He was destined to enter the Waxing Moon Ritual and summon a saber-class servant. Kingo Kawanishi will become the Japanese voice actor for this protagonist. Type Moon also shared character artwork for these other 6 masters, apart from the caster master, and their names are also revealed. But the name of the caster master is still unknown. So if you'd like to check this out, do go check out this. I did retweet this, so do check it out. As for the servants, only 4 out of the 7 characters are shown so far, even though Takeo Deo was shown commanding another servant in the trailer. The website described reincarnated Miyamoto Musashi as the Berserker. Fate series fans would also recognize the Lancer as the alter version of Jeanne d'Arc. Type Moon also introduced 2 supporting characters who will accompany Aoi in the story. Ogasawara Kaya is Oyori's stepsister who was adopted by Musashi. The last character introduced is the Crimson Codex, a spellbook which Iori learns magecraft from and has somehow gained self-sentience, with Cha Furin providing its Japanese voiceover. And the rest of the article doesn't really give us much more. But yeah, that sounds super cool. Keep your eyes and ears peeled out for that. It will be releasing on the PlayStation 5, PlayStation 4, Nintendo Switch, and PC via Steam September 29th. So another game that came out during the Direct, Square Enix announced that Dragon Quest Monsters: The Dark Prince is launching worldwide on December 1st, 2023 on the Nintendo Switch. Dragon Quest Monsters: The Dark Prince will give players the power to command and recruit various types of monsters to join them on an epic new adventure. Dragon Quest Monsters: The Dark Prince features Sorrow, the demon prince whose curse prevents him from harming monsters. As a result, he must become a monster wrangler, recruiting and fighting alongside monsters throughout the various environments of the fantastical world of Nadaria. Over the course of this adventure, the seasons will regularly cycle through spring, summer, winter, and fall, which will not only change the landscape, but also open new areas, and the player will encounter different monsters specific to that season. One of the most powerful tools in a player's arsenal is the newly evolved synthesis system, which allows players to create completely new monsters by combining those already on their roster. Players can experiment and eventually unlock over 500 monsters, including the franchise favorites, Dark Lords, and completely new creatures. Once players have assembled their dream roster, they can take their teams of powerful monsters online to battle against other monster wranglers around the world. Dragon Quest Monsters: The Dark Prince will be available for Nintendo Switch December 1st, 2023. So at the Anime Expo 2023, Atlus debuted a new gameplay trailer and character details for Akihiko, Mitsuru, and Fuka for their highly anticipated RPG remake, Persona 3 Reload. The trailer and character assets were revealed during the Atlus Presents, the official Persona 3 Reload panel at Anime Expo, which featured 6 of the voice actors from the game, including Heather Gonzalez, Alejandro Saab, Suzy Young, Zeno Robinson, Alex Lee, and Allegra Clark. And that's about it. If you want to check out this trailer, it is on Atlas's YouTube. That's about all this article says, but there is a new trailer out there for it. I do recommend that you go check it out. And basically, I have the same thing for Persona 5 Tactica. At the Anime Expo, Atlus debuted a new character trailer reveal for their upcoming strategy game, RPG Persona 5 Tactica. The new trailer dives into the background and unique set of skills that characters Joker, Morgana, and Irina, the new character, bring to the battlefield against the tyrannical Legionnaires. The trailer and new details were revealed during the Atlus Presents, the official Persona 5 Tactica panel at the Anime Expo, which featured the key voice actors from the game, including Liana Albanese, Matthew Mercer, Shirami Lee, and Zante Hyun. So that is going to be coming out soon as well. I'm stoked for both of those personally. Koei Tecmo have released a new trailer for Atelier Marie Remake, The Alchemist of Salzburg, titled Atelier Guide, detailing the game's premise, mechanics, story, and characters stylized as an academic lesson. The trailer can be found via Koei Tecmo on YouTube. The Atelier Marie Remake, The Alchemist of Salzburg, is set to release as a digital-only title on July 13th for PlayStation 5, PlayStation 4, Nintendo Switch, and PC via Steam. So at the Anime Expo 2023, Bandai Namco debuted some extended gameplay for its upcoming action RPG, Sandland. Based on the manga by Dragon Ball creator Akira Toriyama, the gameplay footage focused on 2 of the vehicles available to players in the game. So if you'd like to check out this trailer, again, it's on YouTube under Bandai Namco from the Summer Showcase. In Sandland, in the vehicle sections, the tank benefits from high firepower and the 360-degree firing arc on its cannon. The tank's design is based on the tank seen in the Sandland manga and can use missiles, cannons, and machine guns. In keeping up with Sandland's exaggerated style, the tank can even evade by tumbling end over end away from its enemy. That's ridiculous. Players can customize the tank's weapons and use flashy attacks like a multi-missile barrage. Meanwhile, the jump bot makes up for its low firepower with mobility. It can jump great heights and traverse the long crags and plateaus that are inaccessible on foot. The jump bot can mount machine guns, grenade launchers, and missile launchers. And during the showcase, Bandai Namco also announced that players will be able to try a hands-on demo of Sandland in July 2023 at Comic-Con in San Diego, California, United States of America. Comic-Con will also host the premiere of the anime film and the adaptation of Sandland. Sandland is in development for PS4, PS5, PC, Xbox One, and Xbox Series X and S. It does not yet have a release date, though. And you guys know I saved the best for last. Well, according to me, Idea Factory International will release Neptunia Sisters vs. Sisters for Xbox Series and Xbox One, both physically and digitally in 2024 in North America and Europe, and digitally worldwide, the company has announced. Neptunia Sister vs. Sisters first launched for the PlayStation 5 and PlayStation 4 on April 21st, 2022 in Japan, followed by PlayStation 5, PlayStation 4, and PC via Steam on January 24th, 2023 worldwide. A Switch version is due out August 10th in Japan, but has yet to been announced for a Western release. The Xbox release will be based on the PlayStation release, and it will also be Idea Factory International's first release on Xbox. And a little overview of the game before we move on. While the goddesses were out responding to a distress call from the faraway PC continent, Nepgear and the other candidates were sent to investigate an abandoned laboratory. It was there they found the Ashen Goddess, who trapped them in a deep sleep capsule. By the time they awoke, 2 years had already passed. The latest smartphone, the R-phone, dominates the market. Neptune has been missing since her mission to the PC continent, and in the absence of its goddess and candidate, Planeptune was ravaged by a strange new phenomenon, the trendy outbreaks. Suddenly finding herself robbed of a home and family, Nepgear falls into a deep depression. This is a story about finding hope in the midst of despair and the rebirth of a goddess in the wake of destruction. So Xbox people, if you've never played one of these games, they're fantastic. You should check them out. Really, I love them to death. And finally, our last story. At the Anime Expo 2023, Idea Factory International announced that Neptunia Game Maker R Evolution, man, that was weird to read, will launch in North America and Europe in 2024 for the PlayStation 5, PlayStation 4, and Nintendo Switch, both physical and digital releases. The game will support English and Japanese voices with English text. Game Maker R Evolution is half action RPG, half management simulation, where players take charge of a game development company and create quote-unquote discs that can improve playable characters' abilities and skills. The Neptunia RPG, Neptunia Game Maker R Evolution will arrive physically and digitally for the PlayStation 4, PlayStation 5, and Nintendo Switch in 2024. The latest installment of the Neptunia series has arrived. The goal of this game is to rebuild and manage a game company. Build your company and turn it into the huge corporation it can be. The latest installment in the world of Neptunia is better than ever. The battle system has been expanded and now allows for a 4-person party. And dungeons can be explored in a high-speed motorcycle, and the heartfelt photo mode will let you express yourself via fun, manga-like creations. Some key features of the game: play as the main protag, older Nep, and grow a previously defunct gaming studio to success. Building a game studio requires strong developers, cutting-edge video games, and the expansion of your market. Choose wisely and become the biggest game studio of the year. Supervise a party of 4 to lead your company to the top, but there may be other game studios ready to take you down. With a revamped battle system, chained attacks, and transformative specials, Older Nep and friends are ready for victory. So I'm stoked about that. That just sounds awesome to me. You guys know me. I love the Neptunia stuff. I really do. So again, I am very sorry that there was so much time between releases. That's my bad. I'm actually taking some time. It is like 2:42 in the morning right now, but I'm getting this recorded for you guys so I can then go to sleep for work tomorrow. But if you'd like to check us out over on Facebook, facebook.com/the JRPG Report. If you want to check us out over on Twitter, where I retweet everything that I can, at JRPG Report. If you would like to join the Patreon, which would mean the world to me, it helps me pay for my insurance and keeps the lights on, and it helps a lot. Patreon.com/JRPG Report. And I'd like to give a shout out to our wonderful patrons, Jake W., Jordan K., Kularian, and MasterLoot. I very much appreciate you. And I would also like to plug the Steam Machine podcast, a bi-weekly PC gaming show where me and my buddies play through whatever game we're feeling like or has been chosen by vote by our listeners over on the Discord, bit.ly/TSMP Discord, if you want to go check that out. I've actually recently had a few people join who joined from the JRPG report, so welcome in. Right now we are playing Middle-earth Shadow of Mordor, and up next is my host choice. And I'm going to give you guys a little bit of a spoiler. It's probably going to be a JRPG. And it's probably going to be a JRPG that people really want us to play. And MasterLoot, when you hear this, because I know you will, keep your mouth shut in the Steam Machine Discord, but you might be getting your wish. All right? But we're keeping that on the down low. Anyway, thank you guys for tuning in. My name is Dalton Suter. And as always, guys, get back out there and level up.